So when you were creating the film for the 4 years, for
Mhm.
5 years, did you get a lot of help from other people too, or from talking to other animators and stuff like that?
Yeah, I a lot of the time that I spent working on PI was kind of in a bit of a bubble, just because I didn't really get a chance to meet a lot of the other animators and the other independent CG guys who were doing this sort of stuff until the film was finished.
Oh, okay.
There was a really good community for a while on Anim Watch. Unfortunately, that the forums no longer exist. The sites he went ahead; it was just too much work, so he took
Mm-hmm.
it down. But I did have a lot of other people who helped out with the story, the production, the animation, all that sort of stuff. Two of the big ones that helped out a lot, Scott Rice and Austin Menges, they helped out a lot with the story. And Scott's done a whole lot of shorts, and Austin's been heavily involved with him and a couple of other projects of his own as well. So they gave a lot of feedback, and we called it the SAS Factory, which is actually one of the podcasts that I'm hoping to do. Whereas just we would get together like once a month. I'd show them where things were at, and they would just tear it to shreds.
Oh.
And it was pretty brutal, and a lot of tears. But that always makes for a better film.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah, they did it for a good reason, to improve it,
exactly,
to make it better, not just
yeah.
to beat you up.
Oh yeah, and they were never saying stuff just to be mean or to
Mm,
just sort of tear it down. It was always like, this part sucks.
mm,
Here's why it sucks. Here's an idea of how to fix it. And, about
mm.
50% of the time I took their idea. The other 50% um, came up with a different solution that was based on what they were saying, trying to address the problem that they saw with it.
Mm.
So yeah, there were definitely they were probably the closest that I got to sort of like other people who were in the shorts world before the film was finished.
Right, right. So I'm going to ask a question that whatever you say, I probably don't know, but I think there will
Okay.
be other people who will know enough to and may help them. So,
Mhm.
what kind of animation tools did you use? I guess over the years, very briefly, and what do you kind of recommend now for people who want to, I guess, at this moment in time, want to go
Mhm.
in and create their own animation?
Yeah, I mean, we did the film with Softimage. Well, it was XSI, now it's Softimage since Autodesk bought it. As far as software, kind of one of my big things is that the software doesn't really matter.
Mm.
Most of the 3D packages out there all do the same thing, especially within all the Autodesk camp, Maya, Max, XSI. They pretty much have the same functionality. I haven't actually used Lightwave or Cinema 4D. I know that they've got pretty much the same tools. There's some slight differences, but for the most part, especially if you're working on a short of your own, it's not going to matter a whole lot what package you use, because it's not until you get to the large facility level that you really need to start worrying about, oh, well, we're going to need to have Maya ASCII files so we can go in and script stuff. The really, really techie stuff doesn't come in until you get to a very serious level with at least several, 50 to 100 people working on the production.
Mm, right. So, how, I guess a money question. How much are those software packages cost?
Mm-hmm. I think exercise around 3,000 right now.
Hmm.
I think Maya and Max are the same way. Cinema 4D and Lightwave, I believe, are cheaper. Another really good one for people who are on a budget is Blender.
Hmm.
That's an open source one that
Oh, I see.
they've done some great work. There's a couple of shorts that they've done that would be great to check out if people are interested in that.
Hmm.
The tough thing about Blender, and I haven't had much experience with it, is that for someone starting out in 3D, there's because it was kind of written by programmers, and it doesn't quite have that level of UI
Oh, I
sleekness
see.
to it yet. It can be a little bit more difficult to pick up just because you have to know a little bit more. It doesn't sort of guide you through the process as
Right,
easily as some of the other packages do.
right, right.
But you can do some really, really powerful stuff with it.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
in the film credits, there are a lot of people that helps you. But I want to clarify something. So did you
Yeah.
do like most or majority of the animations, and the other co-animators, they do some of the minor tweaking or minor character stuff? Like how's that divided?
Yeah, I think I counted down. I think that I did all but 6 of the shots. But
Mm,
that said, the one of the other animators that really pulled a lot of the big heavy shots was Jason Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
And we found that because he was working remotely, we gave him the really long shots because it's something that he could go off
Oh,
and
okay.
work on
Right.
for 2 or 3 months. And, it takes so much work to set up the scene, get it to him, and give feedback that was
Mm-hmm.
something where he had a lot to work on his own,
Mm-hmm.
that we didn't have to be, doing a ton of back and forth for just like a quick little 2-second reaction shot where it was quicker for me to just do it. But he did the very opening shot, which is like a, I think 30, 40 seconds. It's a really long
Wow.
shot. And then also a couple of the ones whenever we call it the proscenium view. It's the shot where the briefcase is hopping after Walter and chasing him around the bench. A couple of other really, really long shots that he knocked out of the park.
Right,
so,
right, yeah, those are cool ones too. So, the film has won many awards. What is the progress of the film now? Like, where is it now?
You mean just sort of like in the release sort of schedule and
Yeah,
stuff?
release like do you want to sell the film to someone, or like how you what's your plan with the film, and how far have you reached your goals for the film?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the short goes, we've pretty much done everything that we sort of set out to do. We've done the festival circuit. We're still playing the festival circuit. There's still a lot of big ones. In fact, I'm getting ready to go to Clermont-Ferrand, which is in France.
Oh, wow,
That's
cool.
a very big one for shorts. They don't take a whole lot of films, so it's a real honor to be part of that one. And then the online release was kind of the last big sort of milestone for the short, and we're just we're still submitting to festivals. I have actually signed with a distributor, so they'll hopefully be spreading it around, especially the TV channels in Europe tend to take a lot of shorts. And you're in Canada, correct?
Yeah, Canada. Yep.
Yeah. Do you see many shorts on your broadcast networks there?
Not on the channels that I have, but I'm sure there are other channels that that cater to that more. I mean, yeah.
Okay. I just heard that Canada, but more so Europe, they tend to show a lot of shorts on their cable channels and stuff like that. There's definitely not much of a market for it in the U.S. though. So
right. So the film has achieved the kind of the dreams that you have for it.
Yeah. I mean, and the ultimate goal is sort of anyone doing a short is that we all love to make a feature someday. So that's sort of the direction that I'm going in, but. We'll just have to sort of see how all that shakes out and what possibilities come up.
Yeah, which leads right next to my next question, which is, so what's your plan now? Like, are you working on some another short, or you alluding to like thinking of a feature and have some story ideas for it?
Yeah, I got several different projects. There's another short that I'd like to do. I don't feel like I'm quite ready to dive into another. It wouldn't take 5 years.
Yeah, right.
And actually, it's about the same level of complexity, but we've learned so much. In fact, there's a couple of other guys who I've been talking to, who I'm working with on a more commercial project right now, and we keep saying, "Oh yeah, we've learned so much. We can knock another short out in no time. It would be so much better than Pigeon Impossible." It's just finding the time and really saying like, okay, committing to it. We're going to dedicate the next 6 months probably to really knocking this out. So that's a big commitment. But I have been working on several different treatments and scripts, and I've got a couple of other features that we're trying to see what happens with them.
Right, working in a collaborative manner, like some people local with you and some people out in other countries or other cities. Is that how you work?
Oh, you talk about for the new shorts?
Yeah, for the new shorts, yeah.
That's something that I've been really, really interested in doing. That's probably the way I'd like to. The trick is just figuring out. It's always kind of interesting because at a certain point, more people doesn't actually make for a better end result, or necessarily. At a certain point, you have so many people involved that it takes more work to manage all the people.
True, yeah.
Than it does to actually just sort of have a core group who's really dedicated to doing it. So at this point, it's really hard to say, if we go that route of doing another short, how exactly we'll set it up. It kind of depends on interest and just how difficult it is. So
with Pigeon, it's everyone is local that that works around in the same city.
Yeah,
for example.
we did have a couple of people working remotely, but it was only like 3 or 4.
I see.
It'd definitely be a different case if you had a ton of people. Plus, since Softimage isn't the most widely used software package, you got to figure out a way. Okay, how is everyone going to be able to, work on something like that? In Austin, actually, there's a ton of XSI people, and that was how we were able to find so many people who worked locally on it.
Right.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Lucas,
Oh
for
yeah.
doing this interview with me.
Oh cool. Thank you so much, Ken. I really appreciated you having me on.